Hey guys, welcome to Outlaw Edge Blade Works. So this morning I was texting Chris Chavers on YouTube, and I hope this isn't too loud because I'm in my garage again. But anyways, yesterday I got a whole bunch of hammers. This isn't all of them. I have a whole box of them. There was a whole bunch of ball peen, and people usually throw these away, these old claw hammers. And I got this whole box from Michael from back in Nam Survival, and I told him, every time they get hammers. I end up getting all the boxes because his dad or whatever, his stepdad, always gets like antiques and collectibles and all kinds of boxes of hammers and axes and whatever. I always end up with all their hammers and their axes. But so I took most of the hammers out of the box that I wanted to use or whatever today. And this morning I took about an hour and I made a whole bunch of hammers for doing body work. And like this one here, this is a really nice ball peen hammer, and so I polished it up a little bit, cleaned it up, and then I'm gonna throw a handle on that one. I'm gonna leave it the way it is. And then this one was one of them that was in the box, and I had a handle here in my hammer rack. And yeah, I have a hammer fetish because you guys, this is just one of my racks of hammers. I'll show you this right here. This is just one of my racks of hammers for doing body work and metal shaping and whatever, and then all my dollies and post dollies and sheet metal forming tools and everything like that are all right here. But like I said, this is just some of my hammers. It's ridiculous. It's a bad fetish. But anyways, so I threw a handle on this one, and I'll paint it and put my name on it and all that. And then I found this tool, or this is a piece of machinery in a junk pile a while back, and I was looking at it, and I really like this little ball that it has right here. Focus. Anyways, this little ball right here was really handy for, I was using a hammer on this side and then using this to shape metal. So I went ahead and just welded a quick handle on it this morning and then polished it up a little bit so that it's nice and smooth so that it doesn't mar the metal. And that'll be a nice little hammer that I'll put in my rack. And then this one has a really nice, it's about a 3/4 inch, I guess it would be, radius on this right here. And these are old rivets from like building bridges, and they used them on trains and all kinds of stuff back in the old days. And I have boxes and boxes of these, all shapes and sizes of these rivets. And I took an old claw hammer, and this was a smaller one, so I really like the shape of it, and it has a handle on it already. And so what I did is I took an old claw hammer and I cut it right here with my grinder, just a cutoff wheel. I cut it off, and instead of these being thrown away, I'm repurposing these. I like to do that with old junk. And then I polished the end here and polished this in, and then that makes for a really nice hammer and dolly setup, for doing sheet metal shaping. And then this was one of them that was in the box that I got from Michael, and I had another extra handle here, so I hung this on a handle. I really like this little ball peen, and it's got some guy's initials on it from back in the day. I'll grind those off and put mine on there. But this is one of the other hammers I made, and like I said, this started like this, and it was just a regular vintage style claw hammer, and then I put this wedge. I made this wedge this morning, and you can see how it turned out. And I needed that in right there, and that's for sheet metal shaping. And that's for the lips of the inside of a fender of a motorcycle or a car or whatever. And I'll use this like crazy, I guarantee you that. And then this one was the same thing. This was another claw hammer. It started out this style of claw hammer here. It was just like this, and I cut this off here, and then I welded a big spacer on here, and I polished it, and this will be like a flattener, and that's what they call it, that style hammer. And I'll use that for doing body work. And then this piece here was another wedge that I made. I cut it out this morning with the plasma cutter, and then polished it up and welded it on there. And you can see the shape that it has on the end, just a square shape. So it's a little, sorry about that, a little bit different shape than this guy here. And then the other one that I made, dang it, sorry about the noise. The other one that I made started out as a claw hammer, and I polished this side and then polished the rest of it, and I cut this off here, like right there. And I took an old carriage bolt that was real hard. It was a 1/2 inch carriage bolt, and I put it on here. And then that'll be a really nice, and you can see I polished the ends of them so that it doesn't mar up the metal. And this will make for a really nice, hammer and dolly setup. for doing body work. And then if I get time today, I'll build some handles. I'll cut out some oak. I got a bunch of oak pallets and stuff like that. I'll cut out a bunch of oak handles or some hardwood handles and make them square. And then, you know, I'll cut them and put the wedge and everything in them. And then these will be my new body hammers. And the reason I do this is I like vintage stuff, I like old stuff, and I like to repurpose things. I don't like to see stuff go to waste. And everybody is commercialized where they just go buy. And I like to, you know, there's a couple body hammers that I buy, but for the most part, I just pretty much make them. So within an hour or so, I made pretty much all these hammers today. Or not really made them, but, you know, repurposed them instead of them getting thrown away. But it was a fun project. And then, you know, I do stuff like this where I'll take a piece of junk and that I found buried in the ground and dig it up and start building it or whatever. And when I brought this home, I think I did a video the other day on it. These panels were actually folded in half. These doors, everything were folded up. The bottom of this cowl was all folded up, and I just take those dollies and hammers and, you know, form them and turn it into something cool. And this is a 28 Chevy Roadster. And I'm gonna try to start on the frame today if I get time, and if I get the frame done, then I'll hurry up and get the body put over the top of it, start putting the motor and stuff in it. So it'll be a quick project. But anyways, I figured I wanted to show you guys the hammers I goof off making and whatever, and hope you enjoyed the video.